And here's another one. When I was born, I guess I talked to some of the angels or some of the workers, or whatever you want to call it, Satan, some of the people that are working for Jesus, right? Now, everybody plays a role. This is what I'm hearing. Well, you play the role of a parent, you play the role of a mother or a father, you play the role of a teacher, a student. Everybody plays a role. Now, somehow, they might be playing roles. They might actually be genuinely demons, devils. They might be angels. They might be whatever fuck. But apparently, you're a sheep. I mean, think about this. You're a person, and you're a sheep. All right. So, I mean, you could argue that you're a sheep because you're following blindly towards something that you really don't understand, and the end result is death, right? But at the same time, if you're obedient enough, you might, or if you're courageous enough, or whatever the requirement is for your fucking profile, or whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing. Because Moses was a stutterer, and he was his role was to lead the people into the promised land. And you can't verify that it existed, but I mean, they got people today named Moses, so I guess in a way you can say that his spirit's still here. You say his spirit's still alive somehow. I mean, you can read about it. If they ever got rid of the Bible, then his name could be forgotten. Who knows? Because I mean, it's been 2,000 years of genetic memory involved, right? David had a whole bunch of females, or excuse me, who was it? Solomon, the most wisest man ever, had a whole bunch of females, and from different tribes, from different religions, and I guess his attempt was to unite the people, maybe by having them all bear their children. That's justification for having more than one wife. You're looking at Mormons like they're allowed to have 10 wives and shit like that, but it's good that Adam and Eve can be joined at the hips because he pulled a woman out of a man so that he wouldn't be alone. He wouldn't be by himself because it's not good. Now you got all these men who are walking around alone, and apparently they missed the mark. They missed the goal. They missed the target, and somehow they weren't able to be. They weren't able to fulfill the role that they were to get their wives. Now immediately, Adam and Eve became sinners after Eve realized that something was okay for her, but it wasn't okay for Adam. There's a whole bunch of wordplay involved. There's a whole bunch of manipulation. There's a whole bunch of ignorance. There's a whole bunch of conniving, underhanded. I'm trying to make you into what I want you to be. Now you know what you're capable of. If you're strong, you're probably able to build a house pretty well. If you're strong, you're probably able to, impress people. If you're a really good singer, if you're really good at math, if you're really good with logic, if you got really good eyesight, you could probably detect shit other people can't see. If you're spiritual, you could probably feel stuff. I mean, you never know what the fuck what a person can do, but apparently, this oven that we're in is designed to create and make us into shit that I guess the people that were talking to me when I was younger, who were part of Jesus' cult, are supposed to be trying to make you out to be. So if you want to be a faggot, and they want you to be a faggot, it's not your choice. And if you rebel against them, you're an antichrist. And you don't know how many antichrists are out there. If I've been raping you since you were little, and you question the fact that I've been raping you, you got a problem. I mean, after all, you need to walk around in fear, especially as a black person in America. Especially seeing that like 60 to 7% are white people, and they've been running around murdering black people and brown people without discretion. I mean, think about it. I shall hold a grudge against a person for 4 generations. Now, 4 generations later, they have no clue what the fuck happened. Their great grandparents did to cause this curse to come on their family. But apparently, walking around a curse, you know. And there's a whole bunch of that shit. Now, if there's only one person in the world, and God's trying to entertain himself, or whatever the fuck's going on, you don't think they would be given the attention that would help them, do well? We got 9 billion people on the planet. We got a whole bunch of people with a whole bunch of ways of looking at things. But it all boils down, you actually need food and water. Shelter is pretty decent. And you got people out there who say, I'm going to try to help you, but the underhanded scheme behind it is that they're actually trying to profit off of you somehow. Think about it. If you got a, what is it called, Child Protection Service trying to help you because you're running away, because you're living on the streets, and somehow some about you need to be afraid of everything around you because all these people are demons and angels or whatever the fuck, and they're trying to help whoever they're trying to help, because they're all part of Christ. They're all the arms, ears, eyes, the legs, the butt, the mouth, because you got preachers talking and you got people on the corners watching, so a drug dealer could be Jesus or Christ, because after all, we're looking for somebody to sacrifice, right? I don't know. I mean, basically, it's a whole bunch of manipulation. And you got people who are sincerely trying to, get you to a point. And I don't know if it's for their benefit or for your benefit. But if you got people working together, you could actually accomplish something. That was one of the things up in the Old Testament with the Tower of Babel that made sense. If these people come together, they can do anything. That include probably topple God. So when it comes down to it, it kind of seems like if he came down to confuse the language, if he confused the language when they woke up the next morning, it could be a strong indication that there's some sort of warfare at work. There's a lot of fear, and you got the 10 Commandments, but you got people out there who murder people, and they still allowed to do well. They're still allowed to be in heaven, or some shit like that. And you never know, because since you don't get a chance to look at it and see for yourself, and Satan is at the right hand of God, and he's walking up and down the earth, seeing who he can devour. Apparently, he's authorized to eat people. Then you never know what's going on, but you'd have to completely rely on it, and you have to walk around in perpetual fear. Hitler's a great example. World War II, World War I, and what do you call the other wars before that? I mean, basically, you constantly got somebody who needs to purge the land. 1/3 of the population needs to be destroyed by blood, by famine, by disease, pestilence, and that's one of the wraths of God. So you got the CDC creating diseases. This could be a man orchestrated thing, but they got a higher authority. And since they believe in God, if you're a Mason, all you have to do is believe that there's a God out there or some sort of God. I mean, it could be incredibly vague, and if you end up bowing and somehow bowing to the wrong God, I mean, this is a whole bunch of how would you say, blindfolded, pentatonic donkey type of, I guess, luck. And I always walk through, but at the same time, you know how many fucked ups I ran into where I have to question the sanity of what the hell I'm in? I mean, think about it. If you're a prophet, then you're a person who would speak in the name of God, right? But you can't tell me where the old prophets are. And you can't tell me whether or not they decided to stay on this planet or be recovered. I do know the book of the Emerald Throne exists. I do know that teleportation exists. I do know that you can be healed. But I also know that I guess that happens in every religion. I don't know. But back to, I think there's a whole bunch of manipulation, and if you try to follow Jesus and go 40 days and 40 nights without food and water, and you end up dying, whose fault is it?